Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
And at this time, we'd like to bring you the star of the first portion of our show, Drew Gaffney.
All right, Drew.
Drew with Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Real good. Liking seeing this snow melting into the ground, and we're getting rid of some of that drifting out there. I'm sure that's making things a little easier out there, except from maybe the mud.
Yeah, but I think better than fighting dust. But I think there's a lot of people like to see the snow disappear as well.
You betcha. You betcha. Well, it's a good sign. We're headed towards March. Tomorrow's the first day, and it's a busy time for your customers out there calving and so forth. What does that do to the barn? What's going on at the barns?
Yeah, this week, I'll kind of give you a recap of what we got done last week here, Broken Bow and Burwell. Last week we had 2 big days at calf sales in both barns, calf and feeder sales as well as weigh-ups. So I'll kind of tell you how weigh-ups got along. In the weigh-up division, those high-yielding cows were 97 to $1.09. The next cut of cows were 77 to 96.5. Poorer cows were 68 to 75, and the heiferettes were 99 to $1.09, with bulls bringing $1 to $1.16. Dang sure called that market every bit of 5 to 7 higher on the way-ups this week, and I don't see it getting any softer this week as well. Then we got the feeder calf division. Kind of give a recap what we got done there. Had some 473-pound heifers at 223. Had some 527-pound heifers at 214. Had some 619-pound. Take that back. I got steers here. 473-pound steers at 223. 527-pound steers at 214. Had some 619-pound steers at 224 and some 711-pound steers at 213. Got in the heifer division, had a good run of those heifers, and we had some 592s at $1.98. Had some 449s at $2.09. Had some 764-pound heifers at $1.86. Had some 648-pound heifers at $1.95, and had some 747-pound heifers at $1.95. That's kind of how we operated this week. Last week there in Broken Bow and Burwell. This week, got 2 sales coming up on Thursday. Got a big weigh-up special in Broken Bow. You're going to have a good run of those weigh-ups. Got 7 buyers going to be in the seats. And dang sure bring those weigh-ups in on Wednesday if you need to, and get you taken care of there. And then back on Friday, Spring Valley Bull Sale, going to start there around noon there at the barn. And then after the bull sale, we do have a couple sets of cows coming in. We've got some bred cows, Red Angus bred cows, bred Red Angus March and April calvers, and then we also have a really nice set of home-raised Black Angus cows start calving here in early March, and dang sure a super good set there. Coming from Hunt and reputation set there. So if the guys still need a few cows, encourage you to come on over there to Burwell. Also on Saturday, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Mason Angus Bull Sale. Tim and Christy Mason have their annual Sim Angus Bull Sale, and that's going to be the Saturday at the barn, starting at 1 o'clock. The bulls will be in there early in the morning. Dang sure come in there and have a cup of coffee and a roll and check out the bulls. Got any questions, give me a call, 308-872-1105. And one thing I did forget to mention last week, we also like to congratulate one of our employees on their success down at State Wrestling. We like to congratulate Connor Wells on his championship. Connor helps us on the weekends and the days that school's off and after school, and so we want to congratulate him on his state championship. And also, Brent, I'd like to really thank you for the the great job you did of broadcasting down there. I mean, it was really great what you guys covered on the radio. It was really easy to follow along, and just great that you guys could cover all those matches.
Well, thank you, Drew. We enjoy going. We appreciate your sponsorship of us doing that, and it's always a great time. And there was a lot of excitement to cover at this year's tournament. Let me tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot of fireworks down there. Quite awesome to kind of listen to.
Well, that's great. Thank you for the kind word.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
Thank you very much. And also thank you to Drew and the Livestock Barns for their support on those broadcasts, by the way. 7:36. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. What's wrong?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Possum in the well.
Oh, man. You got to hate it when the possum's in the well.
That come from the Kentucky Rye Bluegrass Band from down south, down in the Cumro area, down along SEM area.
Yeah.
So we thought we might play that this morning because they might have a possum problem down that way, but they don't have a basketball problem.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. What a game last night. Congratulations to the SEM boys basketball team. They qualified for the boys state basketball tournament next week with a thrilling 3-point win over Creighton in the district final last night. So big thank you to all of the sponsors, especially in the Sumner, Eddyville, and Miller area. And also, we have a list of sponsors that buy our annual package and sponsor all of the local sports radio coverage that we do. Thank you for doing that. We got a great list of people who do that. So to everybody who sponsored the game last night, thanks. It was a thrill to be there, and congratulations to SEM. They'll be in the girls' state basketball tournament tomorrow. We'll have that game against Ravenna early in the morning at 9 o'clock from Pinnacle Bank Arena. And then next week, we'll follow the SEM boys basketball team to the state tournament. And hopefully, after tonight, we'll have a couple of other area teams to cover down at the boys state basketball tournament. Tonight, Ansley Litchfield will take on Bancroft Rosalie in the D1-8 District Championship at Boone Central High School in Albion. We'll broadcast the game for you on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. Also planning to do a live video stream of the game as well, which you can access on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and YouTube channel. And then for our friends in Mullen, we're going to go over to Ord, and we'll have Mullen in the D2-8 District Championship as they take on Santee. And we will broadcast that locally on KCNI 96.3 FM and 1280 AM. And then we'll obviously have it on the internet as well. And we want to promote that heavily for those people farther away up in the Mullen area. You can listen to it online, KCNI1280.com, also on the free KCNI Pure Country app. Tip-off for the Mullen game is 6 o'clock, and tip-off for the Ansley Litchfield game will be 6:30.
All right, thanks for that. And a question for you. Maybe that was kind of talked about in the gym last night. Of course, you were up in the balcony, I think, at Farewell. So has SEM ever sent both boys and girls to state on the same?
Now I'm going to have to do research on that. I don't know. It's a great question. I don't know. In the same year, I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't think a lot of schools, period, would be that fortunate. I mean, it happens. But
yeah, it does. Yes, it does happen.
But that would be, unusual for most schools. So congratulations. Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment. Real quick, we're going to take a look at the school lunch menus, and we'll start with Sandhill School at Dunning. Today they're having loaded nachos with toppings and dessert. And at Anselmo Myrna, they're having fresh-made macaroni and cheese with breadstick. Oh, hot dogs. Fresh baked turkey and cheese subs, vegetables, fruit, and milk.
Ansley Public Schools on the lunch menu today, chicken fajitas at Ansley.
And it's Cook's Choice today at the Prairie Pioneer Center. So call them, let them know you're coming at 872-6121.
Litchfield today, Stromboli on the lunch menu at Litchfield Public School.
And at Cozad, it's Super Nachos, grilled ham and cheese sandwiches. And they're having popcorn chicken munchable, and peas, carrots, fruit, garden salad, and some other fresh produce at Cozad schools today.
Sargent Public Schools, chicken noodles with mashed potatoes, banana cake and fruit cup, dinner roll, milk, and salad bar at Sargent Public Schools today. Some other lunch menus that I have. Thetford today, tacos and refried beans on the lunch menu at Thetford. At Loop City Public Schools today, it's flavor your own chicken or ham and chicken rice pilaf on the menu today at Loop City Public Schools.
All right. Thank you, Brent. I want to talk real quick. We're going to play the game here in a moment, but before we go to that, we want to let you know that you can get your tickets now for the Glitz, Glam, and Gadsby Roaring 20s party that the Bokomo Chamber of Commerce is putting on during their annual banquet. Now, the tickets are available as we speak, and this will be held at the One Box Convention Center. Milestone anniversaries will be awarded, and a great meal by Country Catering and comedy as part of the show as well. So you have till March 3rd to make your purchase. Stop in or call the chamber office at 872-5691. Put on that flapper dress or dress up as your favorite gangster, or just come in whatever you like. You don't have to dress up, but they'd like it if you did. It'd be fun. Doors open at 5, and they'll have everything underway later on with those awards and so forth, and that is on March 11th at the One Box Convention Center.
All right. Here's your question for the game today. On February 28th, 1983, the TV show MASH ended after 11 seasons. So we're asking questions about the classic TV series. Who had the big mustache? Now, when he first appeared on the TV show, he didn't have a mustache.
Right.
Then he grew one. All right, so which character is it? Is it Radar, Frank Burns, BJ, or Colonel Flagg? Who had the big mustache on the TV show MASH? Radar, Frank Burns, BJ, or Colonel Flagg? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
7 days a week, when you're looking for a home-cooked meal, look no further than the Tumbleweed Cafe on East Highway 2. They feature daily lunch specials that are a great pick-me-up in the middle of your day. Don't forget, you can order online and pick up too, or make use of their handy drive-thru for extra fast, home-style food. They love serving Central Nebraska with the classics, from burgers and fries to chicken fried steak and pies, at the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
We have Lyle on the line. I believe Lyle might be from up in that Sargent area. How you doing, Lyle?
Just fine. Just enjoying nature's subtle hints of spring.
There you go.
It's a great way to put it, Lyle. And I hope we don't have any more subtle winter signs, but we may have. We all know that. We're thankful that you called today. Here's Brent with your question.
Okay, Lyle, on the TV show MASH, who had the big mustache? Was it Radar, Frank Burns, BJ, or Colonel Flagg?
It was BJ.
It was
They
BJ.
wanted him to shave it.
Yeah, they did, yes. BJ Honeycutt, you got it. And because you've answered correctly, it's Tumbleweed Day, so we have a certificate that'll get you a free tumbleweed meal at the Tumbleweed Cafe. So when you have a chance, just swing on out. We'll have your certificate for you.
Okay, thank you. You gentlemen have a great day.
You do
Thanks,
the same.
Lyle.
Thanks, Lyle. 7:48. Well, we're just thinking about the tumbleweed for a moment. I have to tell you, the Denver omelet that I consumed last
those are
Saturday
good.
was so good. It was delicious with some bread, and I even ordered a sausage patty alongside. And Joan had a cheese omelet that we just cleaned our plates up. It was good. And you'll clean your plate too when you go to the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow. They'd love to have you stop in for any of the meals they offer, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And they have specials most times to go along with those, excepting breakfast. But, hey, breakfast is probably one of your most reasonable meals to purchase anyway, anywhere. So, you know at the Tumbleweed is going to be a good price for the good food you get. You have your eggs over easy, little bacon. They have great bacon there. I know you
Yes,
like
they
that.
do. Yep.
And, of course, their noon lunch specials are reasonable and good. You can get some pie a la mode afterwards to kind of round out that meal, and they are ready for you at the Tumbleweed Cafe. They appreciate your business very much. And if you're looking to work some, maybe a part-time job, Carmen would love to talk to you about working there, and they'll try to work with you on your schedule, but they're looking for waitresses and kitchen help and general staff there. So talk to Carmen at the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow. They're open 7 days a week, East Highway 2.
Here's a job opportunity for you. You'll find this on sandhillsexpress.com. Just go to the employment page, and you'll find listed that the Custer County Ag Society has an open position for a grounds supervisor. This includes semi-skilled manual labor while providing basic maintenance functions in the operation and upkeep of the Custer County Fairgrounds facilities. Duties are performed under the general supervision of the Custer County Ag Society. Strategic planning for the facility maintenance and and repairs of the Custer County Fairgrounds is expected. If you'd like more information, contact Michelle at 308-870-2493. You can also send your resume to the Ag Society at P.O. Box 142, Broken Bow 68822, or email your information to Custer County NE Fairgrounds at gmail.com. And again, to find out more, you can also view the entire posting on sandhillsexpress.com.
All right, thank you very much. It is 10 minutes before the hour. Want to remind you real quick that we will be giving away a $25 gift certificate later on in the show today in honor of the Love Local promotion, courtesy of the Broken Bow and Ansley Housing Authority. It will be $25 in chamber bucks, actually, that we'll be giving away in just a little bit. Quick timeout, and Logan is here from Arrow Seed. He's next.
Varney Health Mart in Broken Bow has topical products that will help you with that pain you are experiencing. Icy Hot products include pain relief creams, which have ice that works fast and heat to make the pain relief last. To soothe, relieve, and numb pain away, check out the Asper-Cream products available at Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Your mornings sound better.
If you're driving in the car on the way to work, it just makes your day more enjoyable just listening to them.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Logan is here from Arrowseed, as we mentioned. Good morning, Logan.
Morning.
How's things at Arrowseed?
Oh, things are doing pretty good.
Good.
A little bit on the slow side right now, but that's to be expected.
Just that little lull.
It is. So, I've been trying to do some other things to maybe drum up some business, and Joan will like this.
Okay.
I'm thinking about becoming a writer.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, I've already started a novel, and it's about air movement through a house.
air movement through the house.
And
Okay.
I'm probably not going to publish it. It's just a draft.
Well, it's probably a good thing. That maybe you want to think that over a little bit.
I liked that one. That was funny.
It's pretty good.
So,
It's just a draft.
It is, and I know Joan probably won't like me either. So I'm terribly afraid of heights. Like, afraid of heights. And I have to stay away from libraries
Why?
because there's too many stories.
Man, you're on a roll. Boy,
I missed last
guys,
week.
Gonna
You
say
did.
you had to match. You beat me to it. I'm like, you had to make up for not being here last week.
Last week you were at some educational
I was.
sessions.
Yep.
And that's what you learned?
Well, almost.
Oh, okay.
No, I was at the Acres
Oh, yeah, that.
to the Ag Expo thing.
Mm-hmm. I saw it
So-
advertised. Yeah.
Yep. So we sat in on some classes, some continuing education type classes that were really good.
Good.
So-
Good.
Can I ask what the topics were? Some of
So
the topics?
some of them, one of them was cover crops, and that kind of ties directly into what we do.
Sure.
Another one that I sat in on was nitrogen management. So how to make your practice more efficient from a nitrogen standpoint. And so if you give your plants nitrogen that they don't need, they don't utilize it. So then you just throw money out the door. So it went on, kind of how to efficiently use your nitrogen
Yeah.
resources, and then farm succession planning also.
All topics that are, kind of on everybody's minds right now. So
Yes.
okay.
So it was a good day to go. I wasn't gonna go until Wednesday last week, but the weather forecast that they were calling for, I was like, I'm gonna go on Tuesday just so I can make sure that I can get there.
We're not stuck halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's always a good idea, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So Jim was in last week in your absence, and we had a nice discussion about some of the things that are ahead here in the spring. We talked about some availability on different things and different products, but it was good to talk to Jim about some of those things. He dives in pretty deep into the weeds.
he does.
I shouldn't say weeds to Arrowseed, should I?
Well,
Into the grain.
yeah. He is a turf guy.
Yes, he is.
So if he dives into those weeds, he kills said weeds
There you go.
and
There you
has
go.
a nice lush lawn.
That's what we're looking for.
It is.
Speaking of that, where the snow is melting away, the lawns are not looking so lush, at least at our places.
Well, it's been like an average of 2 degrees since November.
Yeah.
So everything's pretty well dormant right now and not really growing. It's been nice out the past couple days, but it's going to have to get a heck of a lot nicer to wake that grass back up.
Well, you don't want to probably wake up yet anyway, because
No.
it could be.
It's only almost March.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, what do we need to be thinking about, though, when we know that we can get out there and start helping those lawns along? I know one of the things that you always bring up, and I think it's worth mentioning, right away is that if you're planning on doing some fill-in seeding, which might be the case, or you're going to tear something up and replant your grass seed, you want to be careful about what you put on this spring, right?
Yeah. So if you're going to replant, you don't want to put down a pre-emergent. So a pre-emergent will keep new grass from germinating, so it keeps it from emerging. So I've made that mistake in the past. Why is this? It's arrow seed. It should be growing. I sell the stuff. Why is it not growing? Oh, I forgot. I put down a pre-emergent. That's why it's not growing.
And that pretty much stops most all of it, or all of it, huh?
Pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
You know, the broadleaf weeds, some of those can still creep through, but it'll stop pretty much all grass from germinating, from growing.
All right, so that's step number one. Make sure you got a plan.
Yes.
And speaking of plans, might be a good time to come in and talk to you about the step plans that you offer, where they don't have to think about it. They just sign up for the plan and put it on at the proper times, right?
Yep, absolutely. And we can tailor it. You know, if you don't need the first application, which is the pre-emergent, we can not do that one.
Okay.
So I don't have any pricing yet, you know, but it is still a little bit on the early side.
Yeah, we just all itching to go, you know, but it is early. And so what about the farmers and ranchers out there making plans for this spring as well? You mentioned it every time, because that's also a big topic, is getting through the rest of this winter with forage and feed. And when we get to this spring, they might be more aggressive about making sure they're putting something in.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's probably going to be more cost effective to grow your own feed this year versus buying it at ridiculous high prices. You know, so maybe come on in and talk to us about what you can plant and what you can, you know, maybe get back out of that from a feed standpoint. You know, with this moisture we're getting now, oats are going to be a good option to plant this spring to get early forage, or, you know, get that early feed crop off in June, and then turn right back around and go in with a cane or a sorghum sedan or a millet, and, you know, maybe get a couple cuttings to beef those feed stocks back up.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So this weather just, you know, a lot of stockpiles have been depleted, and then some.
Yeah, then some. Yeah, that's a tough balance, especially when Mother Nature makes it even harder.
It is, you know. And speaking of feeding stuff, so we cleaned some oats last week and have some chicken feed now.
Oh,
so it's clean. They're cleaned oats. They're just not up to the quality that we like to see in our seed bag. So we're selling them as feed oats in 1 bushel bags. Be really good for chicken feed.
I bet they love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you need some chicken scratch or some chicken fodder, then come on in. We can get you squared away. We got them in 1 bushel bags, and I think they're $7.50 a bag.
That's reasonable.
You know what eggs are right now, and prices on that stuff.
Yeah.
If you've got chickens, you might as well feed them.
Well, it seems like in recent years there's more and more people raising chickens anyway. And now, you know, with that price problem that you're talking about, or challenge, might be the time to jump in. And this is the time of year where you start getting set up for those chickens.
Yep, absolutely. You know, and you don't have to feed them to chickens. They'd be fine to feed them to really about any livestock.
Yeah, they'd all eat it.
So
okay, all right, that's good to know. Anything else?
I mean, just come on in and see us about getting stuff planted this spring and summer and fall.
Just again, you guys are always willing to sit down and talk with people about their particular circumstance.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no blanket statement that we have. You know, you can't walk in and I go, this will work for sure on your place.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. You know, you got to know what your objectives are, what you're looking to do versus what is realistic.
And as simple as, do you have livestock that you're going to run on those fields, or maybe you don't? Maybe you're just a row cropper, you know. So
yeah, you know, there's a lot of different avenues to take in that selection.
Okay.
So it's easier to figure out. You know, well, I need I need this to feed my livestock, but maybe over here you rent that,
Yes.
and you don't do anything with it other than plant it. Well, that's going to change what can go there, based on what your goal is, what makes sense.
All right. Thank you, Logan.
So, yeah, thanks guys.
for those 2 wonderful jokes as well. Really appreciate that. News is next.
I'll bring my A game next week.
No, you're close right now.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The Supreme Court set to hear arguments today on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. CBS's Jan Crawford.
The Congressional Budget Office says the program will cost more than $430 billion. After President Biden announced the plan last August, 26 million people applied before lower courts put it all on hold.
Storm-weary Northern Californians are getting a new round of heavy snow that shut down Interstate 80. WCBS meteorologist Craig Allen says the system will be on the move.
This new West Coast storm has to be watched, just like the previous one. Over the next 2 days, it's going to be marching across the country.
It'll head into the southern Rockies and Central Plains. CBS News confirms the U.S. Marshal Service has been targeted by a major malware attack. Correspondent Scott McFarland.
The compromised information includes personal information about employees, about fugitives, and sensitive information about some ongoing legal procedures.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, a grand jury has concluded no criminal conduct in the death of a Hall County jail inmate. Hall County District Judge Andrew Butler called a grand jury on Monday, February 27th, to investigate the circumstances surrounding the death of Alfredo Amedia Ramirez on November 16, 2022, at the Hall County Department of Corrections. Ramirez was charged in November with felony counts of first-degree sexual assault of a child. Under the supervision of Judge Butler, the grand jury convened, and on the same day, special prosecutors Marty Klein and Billy Gallagher began presenting evidence regarding the death. The grand jury completed its deliberations, concluding there had been no criminal conduct on the part of any individual as to the death of Ramirez. The grand jury returned what is called a no true bill and issued a grand jury report containing their finding and recommendations. The report has been filed with the clerk of the district court. Judge Butler has signed an order discharging the grand jury and releasing its members from further service. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Brian Fenley.
Jason Tatum gets ejected in a game. No Jaylen Brown to help the cause out with personal issues. And the Knicks profit off the Celtics being undermanned in a win 109-94. Boston missed 33 three-pointers, and Tatum himself went for 9 from long range. Jimmy Butler made off with 23 points and was an assist shy of a triple-double as the Heat slide past the 76ers 101-99. An injury suffered by Charlotte Hornets' LaMelo Ball, a fracture in his right ankle during Charlotte's 117-106 win against the Pistons. The Magic hold off the Pelicans 101-93. Paolo Banchero with a 29-point outing, and he made 3 field goals down the stretch to seal it.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Some rain and snow showers possible today, otherwise partly sunny with our high nearing 48. Clear skies and breezy overnight with a low around 25. Westerly winds between 10 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. Sunny on Wednesday with a high of 42 and mostly cloudy over Wednesday night with a low around 18. A slight chance for some snow showers throughout Thursday as well, cloudy with a high of 34 and partly cloudy with a low around 17 Thursday night. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
It looks like your luggage is over 50 pounds. Is there anything you can take out?
Oh, yeah. Let me just toss all these $20 bills.
Great. Let me grab you a trash can.
Stop. Instead of throwing money away, move some clothes into a carry-on. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah. That's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
8:05, 31 degrees under a cloudy sky. Winds are light and variable. Barometric pressure's steady right now at 29.74. Humidity at 70%. High yesterday was 44, an overnight low of 28. And sunset today is at 6:27. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:14. We have recorded 28 hundredths precipitation. Looks like maybe that's going to be it for February. And that seems kind of weird with all the snow we have, but that all came to us for the most part, the big stuff in January. So that's a look at the weather. Now, let's talk to the man himself.
Oh, the man is here.
The man is in the studio. Would you like to visit with the man?
Sure. Have you been called the man?
No.
Is that kind of what you're known as?
No,
the
not
man?
really. No,
when you
not
walk
at all.
into team physical therapy, does everybody go, there's the
Where's
man?
the man?
There's the man.
I think they just run away from my whistling, I think, most of the time.
By the way, the man is Jeff Denson from Team Physical Therapy. How you been?
Really good. How about
Have
you
I
guys?
talked to you since state wrestling?
Well, we talked the week before.
Yeah, but I haven't
Yeah.
talked to you since.
No.
Did you enjoy that weekend?
Oh, my. Yes.
Congratulate, your son got fifth.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
made it to the semifinals.
Mhm.
Wrestled
Yep.
real well, and of course was a member of the championship Class C Broken Bow Indians. So congratulations.
Coach
I'm sure
Schaeff
that
has
was a
been
fun
looking for
weekend.
that one for a while, and it's great to finally grab it. So.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it was a great weekend for all of our area kids. Well represented.
Yeah, Custer County really showed what they can do in wrestling.
I would say.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming back with 4 state champions.
Yeah.
In Custer County. which
Yes,
is-
yeah. The
which is
Wells
phenomenal.
boys and Sid Miller from Anselmo Myrna and Slate McKeel from Twin Loop.
Yeah, Twin Loop had a great season,
Yeah.
and Myrna finishing in the top 5 is amazing.
Yes.
Big turnaround for their team.
Yeah.
So,
what do you want
Great
to talk
season.
about as far as team physical therapy here this morning?
well, I think we just want to wish Ansley Litchfield good luck tonight. Mullins also playing tonight, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, yep.
And then congratulations to all the wrestlers and girls basketball teams. And then SEM's the only local team down
For
there right now?
girls.
Girls.
Yeah, they'll
and then
play
Gothenburg, I suppose.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, right. Yeah. Gothenburg's down there, and we'll have SEM against Ravenna tomorrow morning.
Perfect. Good luck to all those teams finishing up that season, and I think official track practice could start yesterday. So
I know.
Getting-
I just thought of that. Larry and I were driving to the game, and he made the comment. He said, I think they can start track practice today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right, they can.
They
So-
took their shovels to the track yesterday, it looked like, and
Trying to clear
there's a bunch
some
of ice
space.
underneath, and it's not going to happen. So
Yeah.
need more warm weather.
Yeah.
To get started.
So what about that transition, Jeff, for athletes as they make that transition from winter sports to spring sports now?
Yeah, the key for track is to get a good preseason, get in shape, and have an endurance base for what you're going to put your body through as far as sprinting and then long distance running and then throws and jumps, and warmer weather sure would help that.
Yeah.
Get that initial training time. We met about that at our last meeting on Thursday about track injuries, and went over just taping techniques for shin splints and with all of our therapists, and then just discussed track injuries, and most of it's really tough to get a big muscle injury back because of how short track season is. So if you sprain something and you're feeling like something popped in a muscle, you need to get that evaluated. And because if it's a grade 1 or 2 sprain where you just lightly damage the tissue, if you can get some rest on it for 10 to 21 days, there's a chance you can get back. If it's a big sprain, obviously you're probably going to struggle getting back for late season track.
I hope this isn't a dumb question, but how have taping techniques changed in the past 10 plus years?
We have started doing a lot different kinesio taping techniques, and back to when Max started our practice, he taught us all a lot of taping stuff that he had learned for the university and his athletic training days in that time. And it's just really progressed. Richard and Mary are very well trained in Mulligan taping techniques, and that's different techniques to try to change joint mechanics. And then Kinesio tape, we've been using that for about the last 8 to 10 years. And that just really, it doesn't provide a lot of stability to the joint, but it kind of changes the movement pattern of a joint. It makes it a little bit more pain-free and supports muscles. And those have been pretty effective if used correctly, if you understand the mechanics of the joint and monitoring that. And then we went over a lot of shin splint taping techniques of just different ways to control foot mechanics that are causing the shin splints. And then overuse injuries. I mean, you're just trying to support overuse injuries, just taking stress off an area with taping techniques. So we have a lot of different basically ideas of what we're doing with tape, and they can be really effective, taking you out of a pain pattern.
Yeah. I think that's fascinating.
Pretty amazing.
And we really enjoy, evaluating joint mechanics and the reason why you're having the problem, and then try to take you back out of that.
As far as just regular individuals kind of going away from the sports side of things, with things warming up and we kind of sense that spring might be around the corner, everybody, we're going to get back into that, hopefully walking and exercising and maybe running. And you got to be a little bit careful, I'm guessing, just jumping right back into that as the weather gets nicer, right?
Yeah, you just want to take... If you're not in very good shape and you've been pretty sedentary, it's just start slow.
Yeah.
I think the key with any exercise program is start slow and just be consistent. Just don't just jump into something, make yourself so sore that you're not going to want to do it again. Just start slow. If you're having any cardiovascular problems or things of that nature, make sure you're talking to your doctor before you kind of start something very vigorous, and then and have them check you up and make sure that you're good to go that way. But otherwise, just start, and you're starting any exercise routine, just start slow and be consistent with it, and try to make sure that you're doing it multiple days a week. That'll help get you in shape over a period of time versus trying to just jump into think you're going to be in 4 weeks in the best shape of your life, because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It takes time.
I don't want to take you away from what you wanted to discuss. What did you want to bring to everybody's attention today?
So I think the one thing I want to discuss today is just our approach to spinal pain. We have been trained in all aspects of manual therapy, and have therapists that are very good at all aspects of manual therapy, and we'd like to share our knowledge across our therapists and try to do professional staff meetings every month, and bring back new concepts that people are going to classes for. And I think if you are having any problems with neck or back or thoracic spine pain, mid-back pain, our therapists are very well trained and will get you on the right track, utilizing different types of manual therapy, along with giving you a flexibility program or a core stability program, or getting you stronger so that prevents that pain for the long term. So if you're having problems with any of that, and I know people recognize our company is doing that already. I think we're probably one of the leaders in physical therapy as far as treatment of spinal pain. So if you're having troubles with that, give us a shot. I think we're probably as effective as anybody you can find.
Yeah. Your hours, I know you take walk-ins.
We're open in Broken Bow from 7 to 6. We take appointments over the noon hour too, so 5 days a week. And our other clinics mostly are open at 7:30, and then closed at 5 usually.
Yeah.
So, but Broken Bow, we're open those extra hours just to get people in and out.
Great.
Which is really good for different types of jobs. We have a lot of people that work different hours.
Oh, yeah.
The BD employees work 7 to 7 sometimes, and we try to get them in when we can.
Well, even in physical therapy, it's about customer service.
Absolutely.
Right? Yep.
It really is. I mean, that's every business.
Yeah.
How well you take care of somebody. And that's the key.
There you go.
You guys know that. You do that very, very well.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you. It's the goal anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a little baseball stuff.
I was going to say, I see DYO there.
Yes. So we're doing registration for Custer County DYO. We're trying to get a flyer out to all Broken Bow schools so far. I think we're going to get it to Ansley Litchfield. And then in the next week or so, we'll get flyers to Callaway, Myrna, and Sargent to try to get those kids. We've really, I feel like, had a little bit of downturn in numbers in local towns around. And we want to really emphasize that and get back to, we're really Custer County DYO, and for our youth programs of youth softball and youth baseball, we'd like to get more people involved and get our numbers up in those towns more than they have been. So if you have a child that's interested in T-ball or coach pitch or 8U, 10U, 12U, 14U baseball and softball, we have teams that are forming and could use some help, and if we get to too many teams, then we'll just double our teams. And our boys currently are playing from 10U, 12U, and 14U, are playing in our South Central Nebraska Baseball League, and they travel a little bit with that. Games can be up to an hour away, but our younger T-ball and coach pitch are all local and keep them pretty local. So get them involved in that and expose them to baseball and softball. It's just a good activity for the summer. So.
Yeah. What about coaches, Jeff? Are you looking for people to help?
Yeah, we
help
definitely
there?
would love to have parents get involved. And when they do the sign-up form, they can tell us if they want to help coach. And we definitely need more coaches at all levels, which would really help. So if you're interested in that, let us know.
All right.
But you can go to Custer County DYO Facebook page. You'll find our Team Snap, basically sign-up online form. And then there are forms around town. If you need to, just contact myself at my work, or anybody that's on our board, Tom Griffith, Josh Page, Nate Bell, any number of those guys that can get you set up and signed up. So.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, and we appreciate your business, by the way. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take a time out with these words.
Hello, I'm Chris Smith of the Palmer Monument Company. There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the months of January and February, we are giving you one more reason, our annual winter sale. Come and see us today, and when you bring the coupon from the newspaper, receive additional savings off our already reduced prices. Our goal is to assist you in selecting the memorial that best fits your family needs, and will save you money too, during the annual winter sale at Palmer Monument Company of Broken Bow in Lexington.
Oh my goodness, the winter clearance continues and the savings keep going up at Bow Bootery. Come and see us to save a whopping 50% off this week. We still have lots of great winter style shoes, fashion boots, snow boots, bear paws, tights and leggings, and socks. They're all marked at half price. Come and have fun with us during the winter clearance going on right now at Bow Bootery on the Square in Broken Bow.
Lenten deals are at Gary's Superfoods in Broken Bow. Frozen Alaskan pollock fish fillets are just $2.99 a pound. And pick up fresh asparagus for only $1.99 a pound. Pints of strawberries or blueberries are 2 for $5. Gordon's breaded or battered fish packages are marked at $6.99. Quick frozen catfish fillets are $8.99 a pound. 2-count packages of Hot Pockets are 2 for $5. Gary's Superfoods, South B Street in Broken Bow.
No matter where your schedule takes you, stay up to date on your bank accounts. Sign up for mobile banking or online banking with Bruning Bank to keep track of your accounts anywhere, anytime. At home, the gym, grocery store, day or night. Deposit checks, transfer between accounts, view transactions, and check balances. Set up bill pay so you never forget to pay that bill ever again. Ready to simplify your life? Download the app or visit BruningBank.com. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the months of January and February, Palmer Monument Company is giving you one more good reason, their annual winter sale. Come and see them today with the coupon from the newspaper and receive additional savings off their already reduced prices.
Hi, this is Chris Smith with the Palmer Monument Company. It's our goal to assist you in selecting the memorial that best fits your family needs. And with our sale, we'll save you money too.
During the annual winter sale at Palmer Monument Company in Lexington and Broken Bow.
Is winter weather and the fear of falling keeping you indoors for the season? Don't fall. Give Pearson's a call. Poor balance and falls can diminish your ability to lead an active and independent life, but you don't have to accept them as a consequence of aging. Pearson Physical Therapy has been helping their patients stay on their feet and take back their independence through individualized balance training programs. Reduce your chance for falls and regain your confidence this winter by calling 308-872-5800 for a free fall risk assessment with one of our therapists. That's Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 in Broken Bow.
The morning Sandhills Drive never sounded so good.
In the mornings, we don't have to fight over the radio because it's one station.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
Hey, everybody. Good morning and happy last day of February. Wow, March 1st right around the corner. But today, Big Iron Realty will be selling some real estate in Iowa and in Missouri. If you have wanted a place to build a beautiful home on the Lake of the Ozarks or the river that feeds the Lake of the Ozarks, today you're going to have a chance. Please check out the property that Benjamin Law owns in Camden County, Missouri, that is selling at 11 o'clock today. And then this afternoon, folks, at 1 o'clock, we've got some livestock selling, and we've got some really nice packages of bulls from different sellers all across the country. The Baldwin Cattle Company out of Norfolk, Nebraska, they've got some really nice animals, and so does the Moeller Polled Herefords out of Grand Island, Nebraska. Those are just a few. Tim Borer from Atkinson, Nebraska's got some first calf bred Angus heifers that will be selling today at 1 o'clock as well, plus there's several other packages. Please dial up the Big Iron website because this livestock sells right off the ranch, right where you folks as bidders and buyers can go pick them up, so you don't have to worry about any disease or anything else getting into your herd. Dial up the Big Iron Livestock Division. Once again, that's today at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And tomorrow on BigIron.com, folks, over 1,900 items are selling to the highest bidder. So many people are using Big Iron as a way to sell their equipment because of the large traffic flow. There's over 800,000 different IP addresses that are looking at the Big Iron website every month. So that is a lot of people that are looking to purchase, bid, and buy equipment. And it's because everything sells with no reserve on the Big Iron website, and because we always represent the owner's name and we give a contact number for a bidder and a buyer to call so they get confident about what they're bidding on. Now, the Dennis Koch Estate is by Odell, Nebraska. They've got 50 items on the sale, including a John Deere 569 round baler. There's a John Deere MX-8 pull-type shredder that's a 2020 model. It's just like brand new. They have a Case IH WD-1203 Series 2 self-propelled windrower that will be sold on their particular sale. A super sharp John Deere 4255 tractor is also being sold. This is a low-hour tractor selling to the highest bidder on the March 1st sale. It has only 4,831 hours on this machine, and it is a power shift. So, folks, check out that tractor that will sell for the Dennis Koch Estate, and that sale takes place in Odell, Nebraska. They also have a John Deere 7420 mechanical front tractor with a 741 John Deere loader that will sell. They've got quite a bit of hay equipment and livestock handling equipment as well, a lot of gates and tanks and panels. There's some John Deere front-end weights selling on that particular sale. Another auction, this one in Lebo, Kansas, for Charlie McCormick. This is a retirement sale featuring 19 items. Check out their International 45 Vibrashank 24-foot field cultivator. They have a John Deere 9500 combine that is selling. They've got a couple different heads that'll fit that particular combine. So check out those items, once again, selling in Lebo, Kansas. They've got a white 6106 split-row no-till planter that is selling as well in Lebo. Now, if you're looking for a semi-truck, Chief Carriers out of Grand Island, Nebraska, they use BigIron.com to sell their aged fleet because they get brand new trucks in, and they'll be selling two 2016 Freightliner Cascadia 125 semi-trucks. These trucks are parked in Grand Island. They're pretty red. They are there for your inspection today and tomorrow as they will sell to the highest bidder. Ryan Harder is the Big Iron rep that handles this transaction for Chief Carriers in Grand Island. Now, if you need a big wheel loader, there's a 2013 John Deere 724K wheel loader selling for Colby Stegman out of Offerly, Kansas here on Wednesday of this week. They're also selling a Jacobson riding lawnmower. Gail Walls from St. Francis, Kansas will sell a 1980 Ford 8000 series truck with a feed box mounted on the back. LL&B Herrick LLC out of Franklin, Nebraska. They have 34 items on the sale. If you're looking for some spraying equipment, a 2009 John Deere 4930 self-propelled sprayer will sell out of Ottawa, Kansas, as will a 2013 John Deere 4940 self-propelled spreader with a new liter 3030 series box mounted on the back. These are coming from the Ottawa Co-op in Ottawa, Kansas. And spring is right around the corner. PK Land and Livestock, they're in Onega, Kansas, folks. They got a Cardinal fifth-wheel camper that's selling. It's got dual slide-outs on it, so check that machine out. We've got several other boats and campers selling as well. I'm just touching on a few of the many sellers that are using the Big Iron website here on March the 1st. And March the 2nd, folks, we've got some land selling in Boone County, Nebraska. If you're looking for some pasture land, folks, we've got 281 acres that is going to be sold to the highest bidder. Don Kaiser's handling this transaction. Really nice grass that is located about 30 minutes from Albion, Nebraska. Go to the Big Iron website for information on that March 2nd online land auction. Now, folks, if you've got land, if you've got livestock, if you've got construction or ag-related machinery or some semi-trucks and trailers to sell, our reps live in the areas in which they serve. Their kids go to your schools or their grandkids. They attend churches, and you can see them around town buying groceries at the grocery store. That's what makes Big Iron work, folks. We are close enough to you because we're part of your community. All you have to do is pick up your phone and give us a call at 1-800-937-3558, and we will get that area rep contacted to schedule a time to meet up with you. Or you can go to bigiron.com, and you'll find more information. Once again, bigiron.com or 1-800-937-3558.
It is 8:28. Thanks to Mark Stock with Big Iron Auction Company for that update. It's always interesting to see what's coming up on the auction block. And he'll be back again next week at the same time. As we mentioned at the top of the show, we have a great guest list today, and we're going to go to our next guest from Adams Land and Cattle here in Broken Bow. And we have Liz Babcock with us and Jeremy Jacobson. And I have to ask you a question off the top, Liz. Do you prefer Liz or Elizabeth?
I answer to both.
Okay.
Yes. If you would have asked me my whole childhood, I'm Elizabeth. Abram calls me Elizabeth. Everybody else calls me Liz.
Okay.
Yes, I'll answer to both.
Good to know. Good. Yeah. Don't want to, get off track here, but I've always wondered.
You're right.
Yeah.
Elizabeth is just too many syllables.
It
is. That's what I'm thinking too.
It's just difficult.
And like Isabel turns into Izzy or Lizzie, so that's what we do with names sometimes.
Right.
So anyway, thanks for coming in. Excited to hear about what you brought to the table here this morning. And Liz, do you want to start and we'll go from there?
Yeah, you bet. Always glad to be here. And I brought Jeremy Jacobson, who many in the community know for many reasons. He's super involved in the community, has 4 girls, but he's our director of IT. And Jeremy, how long have you been with Adams?
It'll be 13 years next month.
Yeah. So we've got a couple positions on our IT team that are open, and we thought we'd talk about that as well as a few of our other opportunities. And I always like to plug our community referral program, so thought we'd visit you guys this morning.
All right. Always curious about your program because you've pulled out some new ideas that seem to be working. We'll get to that maybe in just a little bit. But, Jeremy, most of us who are in this world today either have somebody that knows what they're doing with IT or try to do it ourselves. It's nicer to have somebody that knows what they're doing, especially with the operation at Adams Land and Cattle. I'm sure there's some real opportunities there for folks who want to get in or have the qualifications to work in these jobs. Can you describe them for us?
Yeah, I sure can. So first thing, just an IT tip for everybody out there, just restart it and it'll usually fix the problem.
You have no idea how often we do that out here.
Yeah, that's the first line we tell all of our users. So one of our positions is the IT manager. So it's really running all aspects of the IT department at Adams. And there may be a lot of people out there who are like me. When I started at Adams, I was just amazed with the amount of technology that is at that company. So this person would be really responsible for maintaining our servers. We do have a hybrid cloud environment, so we've got servers in-house on premise there, and then we also have a handful of virtual machines in the cloud that we use for our business. So it's maintaining that. It's maintaining the network connection between them, wired and wireless internet. So our south lot is pretty much blanketed with wireless internet coverage. We have a state-of-the-art feeding system that we use that the feed trucks are connected to wireless. They use GPS in the feed trucks to make sure they're at the right bunk to deliver feed. We have a state-of-the-art mill out there. We make use of PLCs, a microcontroller that's called an Arduino that we started using the last couple of years. We have several in-house software systems that we've developed. And then a lot of off-the-shelf software that we've purchased. So this person would help upgrade the software when needed, make sure that the network's running, and make sure all of our users have a good experience with the technology they use on a day-to-day basis.
Jeremy, that's amazing. And I know that's not all of it. There's also the farming side. I know that Adams raises a lot of their own crops as well. And there's all kinds of technology there, I would think, that needs attention as well.
Yeah, my team doesn't get too involved with the farming side. Mm-hmm. We use the support from John Deere and the other vendors that we use mainly for that. Uh-huh. But we are available to help them whenever we can. I've got a great support specialist who works for me. She does a great job with helping our users on a day-to-day basis. So the person who fills this management role would have her on the team. And then they'd also be responsible for maintaining the budget and making sure everybody has a up-to-date workstation for their use.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy, in addition to maintaining our current technology, they're going to be looking forward as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so a big part of this job is really looking into new technology. We are a pretty innovative company. We've got a lot of smart people that work for us that come up with great ideas that may have a technical or an IT aspect to them. So we'd be looking for somebody who really has a passion for IT, has a background in ag is super beneficial, and really want them to dig in. What new technology is out there that they could that we could make use of, that could make our jobs more efficient, help improve cattle health or help monitor the cattle more.
It's mind-boggling, it really is. But the opportunity is fantastic. Is there, in this particular position, is there some sort of certification that they need to apply or not?
No, it's really an experience in the IT world. I'm looking for somebody who has maintained an IT department in the past, who knows about building servers and maintaining them, and doing some database administration, just keeping the database servers online, and not afraid to work hard. We have a pretty smooth sailing ship right now, but occasionally things go wrong after hours, and you do have to come in. I spent a good chunk of last Sunday there because we had a couple servers go down, and thankfully we've got some partners that we work with out of Kearney to help us keep an eye on those and help get things back online when needed.
Yeah. Okay, there's a real opportunity out there, and there are people out there with those kind of skills, or maybe you know somebody that has those kind of skills that, by the way, doesn't live here but would be willing to relocate to have that kind of job, right?
Yeah, definitely, and Liz can talk about it. We do offer some housing assistance for new employees.
Okay, all right. Anything else?
Not on that position, but we do also have another position open, a data warehouse developer.
Okay.
So with all that technology, we collect a ton of data on a daily basis about our cattle. I think the numbers are on minimum we will pull 3 records per head of cattle that we own on a daily basis into our data warehouse. That's the minimum. If we doctor them, we process them, anything else, there's more records, but with say 220,000 head on feed, at minimum we're writing well over 600,000 records a day to our data warehouse. So we've got a ton of data. Our main table in our data warehouse has about 1.6 billion records in it.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are a very data-driven company. So on a nightly basis, we're taking all the data we've tracked, collected throughout the day, we have a process to move it into our data warehouse. Overnight, a bunch of reports get built, and then the business uses those reports to make decisions on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So we're really looking for somebody who has a passion for data, understands data management systems. SQL Server is the main one. We're in the process of migrating our nightly ETL process, which is the process we use to move the data from transactional systems into the data warehouse. We're migrating that to the cloud using a technology called Azure Data Factory, so really looking for somebody who has some experience with that. And then for reporting, we use what's called Power BI. So we'd be looking for somebody who has some experience in Power BI helping to write those reports.
And although you mentioned that you have data on every animal, is that all the animals that are located here, or are you other places
Everywhere.
as well?
Yeah. So
the minute they're purchased.
Yep.
Wherever they're at.
Wherever.
Okay.
Yeah. So we actually built our own software system for tracking cattle. We started it in about 2014, I think. It's a web-based system, so we've got a bunch of backgrounding locations throughout the Midwest that we use, and they all use that system because it's web-based. So the minute we purchase the cattle, we know what we purchased, and then as soon as they show up at whatever location, whether it be one of our backgrounders or our finished lots, we process them, and at that point we're tracking them at an individual animal level in our database.
Two positions that sound fascinating if you have the skills to dive in, as you did, Jeremy, 13 years ago, right?
Right, yeah. I grew up in a farming community in Kennesaw, but didn't know anything about cattle. So I've learned a ton in the last 13 years. I'm certainly no expert when it comes to cattle, but I know who the experts are, and I know who to go talk to.
Yeah. The data on each animal that's pretty amazing. Does it record when they burp, or?
No. Well, we're looking for the technology to track.
You're getting close, aren't you?
You never know what data point you might need to collect to make a decision.
That's amazing. Yeah, really amazing, but just getting started in some ways, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think there's so much more technology out there that we don't even know about. Data we could be tracking that could improve processes. But we need somebody to help us come and dig into that.
When they apply, what's the best way? What's the process? Do they need to talk to you, of course, as director, or they start with Liz?
Well, start with Liz.
Yeah, so if you know if this sounds like something you've got experience in, or somebody, if you know somebody from college, who left here, a family member, maybe start thinking about who that individual is. You can send them our way. They can give us a call, or they can go to our website, adamslandandcattle.com. You just select careers, and there's actually a link there. You can refer them, and it's a super easy form. And the reason we launched this is because we hear this so often is, I know so-and-so who wants to return to a small town or come back to Broken Bow, or, I want to bring my family member closer to home. And we want to incentivize people in the community to start thinking about who that is and help bring people to Custer County. So if you refer somebody and they're hired, you get a Adams Steak Bundle. And if they're with us for a year, you get $500. And there's no limit. And of course, these aren't our only positions, but we thought what a great opportunity to highlight our technology ones.
It's a great program. And I remember when you first introduced it, I imagine there was some question in people's minds at Adams, is this going to be effective? But it has been, hasn't it?
Yes. So we get referrals every month, and we have paid out some referrals, and we have given out some steak bundles. So I love handing that cash over, and I love handing those steaks over, and we've had some great families join the community through it.
Yeah, I don't want to get too, crazy here with this situation, but I just read a week or two ago about the exodus out of California for instance, that's one state that's losing population all of a sudden because they just can't sit in the freeway anymore and wonder if their kids are going to get to school and back. And so this is a great option for people from all over the country to relocate here in the heartland, I would think.
For sure. And so our IT manager definitely is based in Broken Bow. And because we do often get that question, we have a small office in Omaha. We do have some people that work from other locations, but the IT manager would be here. That data warehouse position is remote. So
Okay.
it can be anywhere. And, you know, if someone would love to come here, that's great. But remote seems to be the buzzword that everybody wants. And that does give them the flexibility to work from different locations as well.
Okay. Liz, I know that we're talking about one area here, but there's plenty of job opportunities, I would imagine, through the company of all different types of jobs. And they just contact you and talk about that?
I always say follow us on social media. It's a great opportunity to get a kind of a peek behind the curtain of who we are, what we do, what our culture is. So definitely follow us on Facebook or Instagram. But check out our website, adamslandandcattle.com. We're actually about to launch a new one. It'll be a new look after Thursday, so I'm excited about that. But you can check out the positions that we currently have posted. If you don't see one that's a fit, definitely send us an email, send us a resume. We'll keep it on file.
Okay.
But we've got some great opportunities, and I won't mention them all, but right now we have a $5,000 hiring bonus, and this would be for the individual that applies. So not only could you get a community referral bonus by referring your spouse potentially, but they could get a $5,000 hiring bonus, and those positions are, we have a mechanic, we have a position for an agronomy and farming technician, an operations engineering technician, a mechanical technician for our mill that Jeremy mentioned, and then a fabrication and industrial maintenance tech. We've filled our internship roles for this point for the majority, but we do have a diesel mechanic internship that we just created. So if you know a kid that really loves turning wrenches and has an interest, this is a super great opportunity because that team is experienced in servicing equipment from automotives to those big cat equipment that you drive by and see.
Yeah, I know that when we think about, raising cattle, you kind of forget about all those other things you just described it takes to make it all happen, right?
Yeah, it is a complex and extremely interesting industry that I continue to learn about, but every single role is important, but it's very interesting, the diversity of opportunities that Adams provides.
Okay. You heard it here on the Breakfast Show. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to move over to your community involvement. We follow that kind of closely because sometimes we are able to help promote what you're up to. What's Adams Land and Cattle up to right now with activities within the communities?
Yeah, so we just finished our 28th blood drive, so I just want to thank everybody that made it out to that. We had a great turnout. We generally open that for our employees and their families, but we've recently been also able to open some spots for the community members, so that's been wonderful for us. Next Monday, we will be hosting the Broken Bow Public Schools teachers and staff for a tour of our operations. We really want to start connecting with the schools on showing them who we are, because a lot of times we think about those just jobs that we typically know, but we want to show them all of it and potentially connect how we can help be a better partner for them in the classroom and how they can maybe connect students earlier on with opportunities so we can keep them in this community, or at least provide them some learning opportunities to help them, guide them in those career decisions, those college decisions, or training decisions later on. And we are working on planning all of our third grader tours. We've been partnering with the third grade classroom for over 30 years, but we've expanded to Custer County, so we'll have all those little students out in ops when it warms up here in a little bit and dries up as well.
Yeah. And the compost program, is it coming back?
Oh, yeah. We've got that in the works. As we see the snow melt, I'm already starting to, my kids want to wear shorts. They're like, what, it's 40 degrees. It's summer now. But we'll be planning our compost days again. And for anybody that is unfamiliar with that, we started that a few years ago, and we have a great compost product. It's basically odorless. It is wonderful for your soil for planting flowers or vegetables. So we'll be giving that out to the community members to help with their spring planting.
And you get the opportunity, Brent, to see Liz run a shovel.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
And the kids, and Abram, and everybody.
I did have, I told the group one day that they could leave me. We were closing up, and one guy brought 12 Vitalux tubs, and he's like, my back's been hurting. And I'm like, well, my back's about to hurt.
No kidding. Yes. Well, that really blossomed from when you first started it out. I guess really it was a hit right off the start in a way, because people really, and it's in my garden. I mean, it really makes a difference. So
it was great. We've gotten so many pictures of, here are my tomatoes after doing this. And I'll bring Dave Zuha, like, he's our expert on the topic, and he'll talk about what it does to that soil health, which is really interesting.
And he gets all excited.
He does get excited.
All right. Anything else that we want to highlight?
I think we'll be back here in a couple weeks, Abram and myself. So I'll be bringing the husband, and we're going to be talking about Adams is celebrating 50 years this year. So we have some exciting things in the works.
Anniversary, 50?
Yes, 50 years since Russ and Ann Jeanette signed the incorporation papers to create Adams Land and Cattle. So, yes, we've got a lot of things that we're celebrating from the history, and a lot of things that we're looking forward to, some great programs that we're rolling out, and some different strategies we're working on.
All right, that's exciting news. Yeah. Jeremy, thanks for coming in. It's good to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
While you're here, we have some little internet problems here.
Have you restarted?
Yes, have you restarted your modem yet?
Yeah.
Reboot.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes when you do that, bad things happen too. I know you know that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's why I was spent a few hours in the office on last Sunday.
I bet. Yeah.
Installed some updates and rebooted, and didn't go so well.
Oh yeah. That's why guys like us, if it ain't broke, we don't try to fix it. But when an upgrade comes in, you go, man, do I want to try that or not? I'm sure you guys do a lot of that.
Yep, yeah, we do. Sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking when you hit that restart button on a production server, but. It just as long as you know how to fix it if it does break.
That's the thing. And if you take on these jobs you described, you'll be right in the middle of that, solving those problems, right?
Yep, they will be.
All right. Well, it's good to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Talking to you guys.
Appreciate it. Adams Land and Cattle, our guest this morning. They'll be back in a couple weeks. We'll take a timeout.
Everyone loves winter. Your car door is frozen shut, it takes 10 minutes to regain feeling in your extremities after going outside, and you just wiped out on a patch of ice. While Runza can't make it any warmer, we can bring you Temperature Tuesdays. Every Tuesday in January and February, the temp at 6 a.m. is the price you pay for an original Runza sandwich when you buy medium fries and a drink. Because Runza makes it all better.
No matter what the temperature is today, the original Runza will be free with the purchase of a medium drink and fries today only at Runza.
C is for cookie. That's good enough for me.
Geared for Sports in Broken Bow loves cookies, and right now they will share their cookies with you. For every $50 purchase you make, you will get a box of Girl Scout cookies in support of our local Girl Scouts. Time to gear up now for track, baseball, and softball, whether you're an athlete or a fan. Remember, if they don't have it, talk to Scott, and he'll try to get it for you. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 4. Geared for Sports, on the Square in Broken Bow.
The list of songs about love is a long one.
Girl, I've always loved you.
Girl, you ain't been loved till you've been loved by a country boy. Loving you easy.
At KCNI KBBN, we love shopping local. Make sure you're listening to The Breakfast Show. Every single day, a new $25 gift card will be given away.
It is 10 minutes before the hour. We're having fun here this morning. Lots of great guests, and we continue with our guests that we promised to bring you today. And we want to talk about Henry's Callaway Bar, and we have, well, the man, Henry here, Brent.
Yes, we do. Hi, Henry.
How you doing?
Good to see you again. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, thanks for having me. And I brought Mikey from Texas with me.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not necessarily loving the weather, but I'm here.
Yeah.
Mikey from Texas. I love that.
Yeah.
What's really crazy is it's actually kind of nice here today compared to some of the days we've had in the past.
That's what I've heard. I'm glad I didn't come last week, actually.
Yes.
So I slipped right in on Saturday afternoon, and I'm slipping out tomorrow. So it should be good. Yeah.
And I don't want to dive in too personal here, but what have you been just visiting, having fun, or is it business?
I am. I'm actually, my niece is married to the lovely Henry Moore here, the owner of Henry's Callaway Bar and Grill. Can I say that?
Yes, you can.
A couple of times. So, yeah, so I thought it would be fun to tag along this morning just to kind of, say a few nice words. I'm here for Taco Tuesday, which is tonight, right?
Which has become extremely popular, right?
Yes. And I was sitting there at the bar yesterday and hanging out and talking to my husband, who's back in Texas. We live close to Galveston, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Oh, I'm sitting in the backyard, smoking a cigar, hanging out with the dogs, and it's just a lovely 76 degrees here." And I was like, "Oh, I wish I was home."
Well, I can understand that. As Brent said, like yesterday, it felt like summer because it was, 44 degrees. But living where you live, I'm sure it's much different. Other than the weather, though, what do you find interesting here?
Well, it is a lovely. It's lovely. So we just driving over here and seeing all of the. I said mountains, but they're technically not mountains, right? But just the snow and everything. And it's a lovely, Callaway's a great small town. And I actually the reason I'm here officially is we drove my daughter up. She's moved up here to stay, at least for a little bit. We'll see how she does with the snow. Mm-hmm. But so that's the whole reason. But it's just a lovely town. We've been here a couple of times, and we'll come back again in the summer. So it's nice, really nice to visit.
Callaway's always been kind of a special little spot. I think most people who spend any time there, the Seven Valleys area, the Canyon Country you described, the people, and it's kind of off the main path, but that doesn't seem to bother Callaway. They're very progressive. So I'm glad you found it to be a enjoyable experience. And I think Henry, we've noticed when he comes in and talks to us, he's become like a real community member, man. He's all over being a part of the community. I'm sure when you first came in, Henry, you kind of thought, well, I'm going to live here and maybe I'm going to start this business. But there's a lot more to it than that, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I thought it was like Mayberry, USA when I came to visit, and I thought it was just going to be really slow. And I love getting involved with the community and, just being part of the community. It's fun. Yeah. It's been great.
And you brought up the possibility of, actually the pool has been approved. So
the pool's been approved.
Nice.
And they've got an active chamber there and economic development, new housing, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And now we brought
a little bit of Texas.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, and her daughter will be a nurse and she's a nurse. She's an RN.
My daughter's a nurse.
She's moving out here.
A fantastic nurse, I might add.
I'm sure she is, but she's also going to be very busy because we need nurses around here.
Yes, definitely. So I think she's really looking forward to doing that here and being able to get some great experience. And I know she loves it. She's probably been here 5 times in the last year because she just loves to visit.
She loves it.
Loves the people, and I second that. Of course, the people are wonderful. So it's really nice to come to a place and just be welcome no matter what, and people are just friendly and nice, and it's very different than a lot of cities that you go to, so it's really lovely.
Yeah, thank you. And I think that Henry has been a great fit because I've said this before on the air, and I'll say it again, embarrass him a little bit, but the first time he walked in here to promote Henry's when it was first opening up or had just opened up, I felt like I'd known Henry for a long time. He's just one of those guys that in about 3 minutes, you feel like you're a longtime friend, and I think that's been beneficial, fitting into a community of the size of Callaway, because it didn't take very long for him to just become, part of the family there. So pretty
thanks,
cool.
Dave.
You
Thanks.
bet. You bet.
Absolutely.
Now we may get to news and take a break and come back. We want since you guys are here, we want to spend some time with you, and we do have some guests coming in a little bit later in the 9 o'clock hour, but let's highlight some of the things on your notes that you have with you, Henry, because you got some really cool things coming up.
Yes, we do. Well, of course, tonight is Taco Pizza Tuesday. It's one of a kind. Really can't compare it to anything else. And then this weekend, we have karaoke night on Saturday. And we've become quite the karaoke spot. I had a guy reach out to me from what was the game? It was Don't Forget the Lyrics. It's a karaoke show. And he said he read on Karaoke in Nebraska about Henry's Bar being a great karaoke scene. And he asked if I had any potential contestants.
Sweet.
So that was cool. We also, there's a benefit this weekend for Brandon Goodenow at the Arnold Community Center. Cajun Prairie is serving jambalaya. There's a silent auction at 6 p.m. and a live auction at 7 p.m. And of course, Henry's will be providing the bar there for that event. Just also wanted to highlight, we are hiring. And we are hiring. I guess everybody's hiring. That's what I've heard.
Yes, it's that way everywhere. It might be getting a little better in some industries, but it's still, there's a lot of demand out there, Mickey. You can bring a lot of people up from Texas if you want to. We got jobs here.
I could.
And we're looking for somebody that wants 1 day a week to 5 days a week, and we're willing to train. So it's a great part-time job. If you already have a job, we'll take you for 1 night a week.
All right. And having just been at Henry's here a couple weeks ago now, the pizzas are also quite popular, and that has really expanded too.
Yeah, absolutely. The pizzas have become really big. We're actually expanding the pizza menu to chicken bacon ranch.
I had that last night.
Did you?
Delicious. That's what I had for dinner. It was great. Yeah.
A Hawaiian, which I am not a fan of pineapple with meat. I tried it, and it actually give it a try.
Okay,
that's what I would say.
All right.
Give it a try. I did, and it was actually pretty good.
I will say I am a fan of Hawaiian pizza. Maybe it's because I am from Texas. I don't know. I mean, pineapple doesn't really grow there, but I will say I love a good Hawaiian pizza. It is delicious, and if you haven't tried it, you should.
Yeah.
Never had one. I would say, though, with the pizzas, I don't know if you've had the pleasure of having a pizza there yet, Bryant.
I don't think I have. I have had a Hawaiian pizza, though, and they are good.
Thank you. I appreciate
They
that.
are delicious.
The thing about Henry's pizzas that we notice is the crust is just right. It's not too heavy, but yet it's it's crisp, and it doesn't go over the top, but there's plenty of crust there. That fits any pizza, Hawaiian or whatever. But I don't know how that recipe came about, Henry. It was one of your own, or you
Well, actually, the sauce is my own.
The sauce is
so
your
own. I think that helps.
Yeah.
And then the way we cook it, we use a convection oven.
Yeah.
So it gets a little more crispy than those little pizza ovens.
Put them in that way. It's really good. And we really enjoyed it, and the variety of different specialty drinks. I don't know what the proper term is, but fresh berries and fruits, and you can have. I know you can have drinks that have spirits in them, or you can have them made without the spirits if you just like all those flavors. You guys are good at that too.
Yeah, we call them mocktails. They're not quite a cocktail, but we can make pretty much anything that has spirits in it can be made without spirits.
Yeah,
nice.
That's great. And the atmosphere is interesting because when you walk in, you're in Callaway, Nebraska. 68825 is a zip there, and you know that you're in Callaway, but pretty soon you don't feel like maybe you're in Callaway because of the way that it's decorated, and you got the beach feel to it, and it's just kind of a nice change of pace and frame of mind.
Yeah, that was the plan, is to put you in another place, and we wanted to make it feel like you were on vacation when you walked into our bar.
Yeah, and that feels that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing, though, Henry, is that you also have the locals who come in daily.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we've stopped in, there's the regulars there along about 4 o'clock or so, something like that.
Yep.
And I love it because you can go to the clinic, go to the doctor's office, and then they tell you that you're unhealthy, and then you can come over and have a drink.
You could. You could, absolutely.
Or healthy. You can still come over and have a drink and a
Either
pizza.
way, you can come and celebrate or
Yeah.
Drown your sorrows.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you open up about what time in the afternoon?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yep.
So
every day.
Every day at 4, and you're open 7 days a week.
7 days a week. Yes. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I think we're the only place that's open 7 days a week.
I think
for sure in Callaway. I don't Custer County. I'm beginning to see that. I think we're the only ones that are open 7 days a week.
That serves food for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's 9 o'clock, and I think we've covered most everything, but I would like to come back and recap. And I also want you to know, Henry, that Christy is listening, and if we don't go a little long, it's not going to be any fun, because she'll come in and go, "You went overtime."
Yeah.
And it's our job to upset Christy. So would you hang with us a little
Absolutely,
bit? Absolutely, yeah. We'll take a news break. We'll be right back.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Lawyers for the Biden administration will argue before the Supreme Court next hour for the president's student loan forgiveness program. CBS's Jan Crawford.
The question is whether he went about it the right way, or whether on an issue this big involving nearly $500 billion that Congress has to sign off.
Court documents show Fox's Rupert Murdoch knew some of his hosts were spouting false allegations of fraud after the 2020 election. Legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
What Fox is saying is they're saying it really wasn't the corporation, that there may have been some quote-unquote commentators who were simply voicing an opinion.
Northern California is getting pounded with snow again. KOVR-TV Steve Large is in Sacramento.
Businesses are closed, government buildings are closed, and schools are closed, and all the roadways leading into Yosemite are closed to the public through tomorrow.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Brian Fenley.
Jason Tatum gets ejected in a game. No Jaylen Brown to help the cause out with personal issues. And the Knicks profit off the Celtics being undermanned and win 109-94. Boston missed 33 three-pointers, and Tatum himself went for 9 from long range. Jimmy Butler made off with 23 points and was an assist shy of a triple-double as the Heat slide past the 76ers 101-99. An injury suffered by Charlotte Hornets' LaMelo Ball, a fracture in his right ankle during Charlotte's 117-106 win against the Pistons. The Magic hold off the Pelicans 101-93. Paolo Banchero with a 29-point outing, and he made 3 field goals down the stretch to seal it.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Some rain and snow showers possible today, otherwise partly sunny with a high nearing 48. Clear skies and breezy overnight with a low around 25. Westerly winds between 10 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. Sunny on Wednesday with a high of 42 and mostly cloudy over Wednesday night with a low around 18. A slight chance for some snow showers throughout Thursday as well, cloudy with a high of 34 and partly cloudy with a low around 17 Thursday night. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, has the offerings you're looking for this winter to prepare for next year. As you know, every season brings new focuses. Here are theirs right now. Specials on driveline conversions, sprinkler packages, and winter maintenance specials, to name a few. If you've worked with Custer Electric and Irrigation in the past, you know that they want to get you taken care of the right way at the best price possible. They encourage you to get the work you need done scheduled as soon as possible because prices are rapidly increasing for a lot of supplies. Plus, that schedule book can only get so full. Don't forget licensed electrical work you might need done too on ag, commercial, and residential applications. Ask for a free quote. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer in Broken Bow, serving the whole area with electrical, agricultural, and commercial services. Call today at 872-7786. Follow them on Facebook or visit custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
4 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, 32 degrees outside under a cloudy sky. Winds are out of the east, right at 5 miles per hour. Barometric pressures at 29.74. Humidity at 89%. No, that was not Henry's back.
I think our mic stand needs a little WD-40 on it or something. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Hey, Henry, one of the things that you've also brought to Callaway is off and on you've brought live entertainment, music, comedy, and so forth. It's been pretty successful. You have some things in mind maybe going into the spring and summer?
Yeah, Pioneer Picnic. I'm trying very hard to get another Nashville band out here. Just the caliber of musicians out of Nashville is just amazing. They all go there to get discovered. So just the musicianship of these guys that come out are just incredible. So we're trying hard to get that going. The comedy, potentially end of April, we want to get that going again.
Okay.
He reached out to me just the other day, said he wanted to do something April 1st, but that's not going to work on our calendar.
Quick. And by the way, folks, Henry had the comedy show here a while back, and that was right around that big storm we had. I think it was just kind of on the backside of that storm, and we had other cancellations and postponements for that kind of thing in the area. Henry went ahead and had it, and what'd you have? The place was full. He had almost...
Place was full. Yeah, we had about 90 people there.
And if you've been in Henry's, that's about it, right?
Yeah. That's I think our capacity is 100.
Yeah.
104, I think, is total. So yeah, we were full.
So it was a good time. And you mentioned when I talked to you when we were there, made you feel good because there's a lot of local people there for that.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
nice.
It was mostly locals because of the weather.
Yeah.
So we had some people that came from Cozad.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was nice.
And that's good when you have local support.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's on the way. You're working on some more entertainment. What else do you want to highlight?
I just wanted to put out there July 15th. We have a mush ball tournament for the Callaway Community Foundation. A mush ball it's a giant softball. It's a 16-inch softball. So get your teams ready. I'm going to reach out to a lot of businesses to see how many teams we can actually get. We're shooting for 10 teams. Mm-hmm. We're going to make it kind of just like a backyard barbecue type feel with mush ball.
Is that a co-ed?
It's going to be a co-ed thing, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which that way you can really get a lot of people involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. So, did you kind of go by Christy's cubicle? Was she steaming?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I did notice there may have been another crack in the floor, so I'm guessing she's stomping her foot back there or something. I don't know. Hey, I'm okay. Can I go back karaoke for just a second?
Yes.
I am fascinated that somebody from Don't Forget the Lyrics contacted you.
Yes.
Okay. Now I know you're a karaoke guy.
Yes.
I think you should go be on the show.
Yeah.
Come on, Henry. That would be awesome.
No. I threw out Leroy Rice's name.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because he can do any genre.
Can he?
I'm kind of a one-trick pony.
Yeah. Okay. You kind of have your go-to songs.
Yeah, I got La Bamba,
there you go.
And then I do Lukenbach, Texas, and then I'm done. Maybe some B-52s because it's funny. You don't really have to have a great voice.
There you go.
But Leroy has a great voice.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you guys have fun with that.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
Mickey, thanks for
having me.
Coming along all the way from Texas.
I appreciate letting me come and hang out with you for a few minutes.
We don't have a lot of guests from Texas.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for you.
We've probably had a few over the years, but I don't recall any in recent years, so thank you.
Well, I'll have to come back when we come back in June for Pioneer Picnic.
Come back.
On. Yeah, come on to the show.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, it's good to meet you.
You too.
All right. Henry's in Callaway, open 7 days a week, open up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. All kinds of cocktails and special drinks, but you can also get a plain old beer too if you want to.
Yep.
And pizzas.
Don't forget taco pizza
tonight. And
Now, is that every Tuesday night?
We do it once a month
once
now
a
because
month.
it's a lot of work going into it because everything's fresh.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
That's part of the reason it's so busy. It's all fresh. And of course, the star Henry just kind of stands around and signs autographs and things.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
No, I'm back there making
greets
pizza.
the minions.
Maybe you should sign the pizza.
Yeah.
With the sauce, Henry.
Yeah, Henry, right on the pizza.
That'd look pretty good on
Yeah.
there. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Oh, I've got a little music that kind of fits Texas that I haven't got to play yet. And it's been so long since I put it in there, the CD player's on sleep.
Oh.
So see if I can get it revived.
I saw miles and miles of Texas. Gonna live here till I die.
My refuel time is from midnight to 6.
Well, that's just
So,
not enough.
yeah.
So we'll talk to him about
Okay.
that for
All right.
you.
I'd really like him to be in here at 5:30 when I get here so that we could start together, but he refuses to do that.
Not very cooperative, is he?
No.
No, yeah, not at all.
You know, I learned how to tie my shoe before I think when I went to kindergarten, but now I'm just having trouble. We're keeping them tied now.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we take a pause in this interview while Dave ties his shoe.
Well, we wouldn't want him to fall.
No, that's a good point.
So Brent, do you come in like at 6:30 in the
I
morning?
come in at
'Cause-
7. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I come in at 7 and.
So we can renegotiate that for you.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, great. Okay, that'd be fantastic.
Well, you girls keep this up. He's not going to have any coffee when he gets here in the morning.
Hey, did you guys have you had your ball yet?
Oh, yeah, we did on Friday.
My goodness.
Please tell me about
my
this.
God. Go ahead, Jody.
Oh.
This is the best.
Yes, I think the residents absolutely loved it that we're there. The women were gorgeous. We had their hair done, their makeup done for them. Alina had found Community Connections, I believe,
Community Connection helped us
to
with
provide us some dresses and pantsuits for the women and pants for the gentlemen and coats. And I think they had an absolute ball at the ball.
Oh, I bet it was
Shout out to the Community Connection,
Yes.
Heather Griffith for doing their makeup, Sherry Griffith for doing their hair the day before, to Alina for all she had done, Jan Custer for playing the music.
Wow.
Nice.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Good
great.
time.
And pictures will be coming on Facebook soon.
Oh, good.
So,
We'll be watching
So
for
yes,
those.
please watch and share. So because we crowned a king and a queen, and it was just exciting. So
yeah.
Nice.
A great example of what you like to do at Off Broadway, and I know you have all sorts of other activities that are on a regular basis, and you come up with special events like this, go to the movies, all sorts of things. Kind of come with the package, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does.
So it was just kind of fun. All the residents were like, "Who is that person? Who's that person?" They had no idea because we're normally not wearing like dresses, and I mean, because us staff, we stepped it up and we all got dressed up and all looked fancy, and so it was. And the residents, I mean, it was just a phenomenal time.
Great.
Sounds great.
Staff that didn't work came in. I mean, it was wonderful.
Good.
It was.
Good. Now, let's switch over for a moment to talk a little bit about availability. If we're talking about having fun and living in a place that's, got things going on and a lot of activity and interaction, is there any place to stay there?
Yes, we do have a few apartments available, but we are filling up fast. If you or someone you know is interested in joining our little community, now is the time. Please call or stop in today and either talk to myself, Jessica, or Jody, or call us to get on our waiting list. This way we can have the apartment available. We can contact you and see if it's the time is right for you to join us. We are here for anybody 55 years and older. So if you're looking at maybe this next fall, now is the time to start talking about it, and we can get you on the list. And if something comes available, we'll give you a call and see if you're ready, or if you're ready now. I mean, we have had four or five move-ins in the last couple weeks, and I mean, we've been very, very busy. So very grateful. So.
All right. Jody, is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to mention this morning? That maybe...
We're still, unfortunately, in that county transmission. We're still in that red zone. So visitors and staff and everybody have to wear masks when you come into the facility.
Okay.
But you can visit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
And they can go out in the community, do whatever they want. They're not stuck at the facility.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
it's interesting because I guess most of us haven't been watching the data as much as we did a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
There must and there's other things besides COVID that are going around, so I suppose that's part of it. But it's just a precaution that you're required to take, right?
That doesn't. We do not have COVID in the building.
No.
It's just that we have to
I
do
understand
whatever.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean
Yeah,
that. I mean,
yep.
it's just you don't hear as much about it in communities, period. And, you know, but you have the government guidelines you have to go by, right?
Right. Yeah. And if you're not feeling well, we just ask that you call and talk to us first before coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And we can always get the resident to, you know, we can always figure out a way to have them so then you can visit without being in there.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I mean, there's just the technology nowadays compared to what it used to be. So.
Right. Okay. Guys, it sounds like it's going really good at Off Broadway.
It is going
It is.
amazing. It's a great big community. It's a wonderful place to work and live. So 308-872-2522 is the number to call to get for apartments or employment.
Okay. And speaking of that, Brent was describing a possible job in the elevator that I might be interested in at a later date. That would be an elevator operator. I don't know about wearing the suit coat. I don't typically wear those unless I'm going to a funeral. But
well, I got the idea. We go to the CHI Health Center to broadcast state wrestling every year. And the elevator that we take to get all the way to the top of the building, there's basically an operator, someone who just sits in a chair and just takes you from floor to floor. And he's always working on his crossword puzzle and has his snacks right there in the corner.
Sounds like something I could handle.
I'm telling you, Dave Burney, elevator operator at Off Broadway.
Now, how many?
What's that?
It's kind of a rhythm type, poem type thing going on right there.
Well, Dave is into poetry. I don't know if you guys know that or not. Yeah, that'd be good opportunity. You could probably work on your poetry while you're being the elevator operator.
At Off Broadway.
At Off Broadway.
Yes.
I'll think about that. That doesn't sound bad. But of course, I don't know what the pay would be. I'd like some PTO with that.
I could just see Dave now. He'd be constantly getting a sheet for time off from Dave.
Yep, it'd be every day, every other day. I can see it now.
And I know why it would work, because Jody and I are tight. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Off Broadway, great place to live. Give them a call. We'll take a timeout with these words.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like, 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Every growing season has its challenges: weather, weed resistance, input costs. So growers know to keep an eye out for new and better ways to tackle the problem. UPL understands what you're up against. Their comprehensive portfolio for corn and soybeans is designed to solve problems and maximize return. From pre-plant to post-harvest, UPL is opening new doors to productivity through open innovation and collaboration. To learn more, visit uplcornportfolio.com or uplsoybeanportfolio.com.
At UPL, we're reimagining sustainability with our Open Ag purpose, opening new doors to grower productivity through innovation and collaboration. Our growing portfolio of crop protection solutions includes tried and true workhorse products and innovative new biosolutions to help maximize ROI and minimize risk. From pre-plant to post-harvest, UPL will be there to help you succeed. That's our promise.
9:26, Brent and Dave with you here on The Breakfast Show. Before we close the show, we'll be giving away $25 in chamber bucks, courtesy of the Broken Bow Housing Authority, in conjunction with our Shop Local, Love Local promotion that's going on. And I really thought for a while today we had a shot at being done by 9:30, but just doesn't seem like that happens as often as it could, because Christy wants us to spend a lot of time with our guests and make sure they get everything on the air that they need to get on. Even if they pay for 10 minutes, a lot of times they'll get 15. If they pay for 5, sometimes they'll get 15. But it's all about getting the message out, and I know Christy is adamant about that.
Yes.
So we're running a little long.
All right. We got some more things to talk about.
We do.
Here's another job opportunity for you. Nebraska Department of Transportation looking for a highway maintenance worker in Ansley and Broken Bow, offering a $2,500 hiring bonus right now, seeking dedicated and hardworking team players that are willing and able to operate a snowplow. Training and career development will be provided, advancement opportunities, there's ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a great comprehensive benefits package. To apply, you go to this website, statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer.
Levia's Boutique in Ansley on Main Street will be closing in the future. And to move some merchandise before they do close the doors, they have some great specials. They have 40% off jeans, name brands for men, women, and children. And for an online checkout, because you can shop online at Livia's Boutique, use this code JEANS40, JEANS 40 is the code to get that 40% off online. Otherwise, you can go into the store and get that 40% off jeans. Also, 50% off greeting cards and 60% off on everything else in the store. Now, this store is online, as we mentioned, so any of those discounts are available online or if you walk through the door. The jeans are only 40%. That's still pretty darn good. Not 60%, not 40%, but still a heck of a deal. And then we have those other discounts. They are open today, and you can follow them on Facebook as they continue to move the inventory. And so there you go. They are open and ready to save you some money at Livia's Boutique in Ansley.
Insurance of the Heartland is currently taking applications for an insurance agent. Their business is growing to the point that they need to add another individual to their staff. This position is great for people looking to have a rewarding career working with the community alongside a very experienced team. Insurance of the Heartland is offering competitive pay, bonus pay, employee health insurance, paid training, and a vested pension plan. If you would like to apply for this position, you can email your resume to Brian Roberts. And here's his email, brian@insheartland.com. You can also call and visit with Brian at 935-1537 or just stop by their office at 615 Main Street in Ansley.
Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency is growing, and they would like you to stop in to their Broken Bow office and meet Tina. She's been there for a while, but she'd love to meet you and talk about insurance. Walk-ins are welcome, and they would be more than happy to talk to you about home, auto, farm, and commercial needs. Hours 9 to 5, Monday through Thursday, on Fridays 9 to 12, or by appointment. And they would be happy to review your current coverage, make a suggestion, and offer a free quote, as Tina has several carriers to choose from. And if you don't want to get out in the cold weather when it's nasty out there, no worries, she'll come to you. And they hate to see anyone have an insurance claim that turns into a problem. And they can cut off those problems by the conversation at the Broken Bow office at 914 South D Street. You can call 872-6996 and call Tina or Chip in Callaway for home, auto, farm, and commercial insurance. Now, Liana is an expert in health and Medicare insurance, life and health and Medicare insurance, and she just keeps herself up to date all the time with any changes and knows how to get you through all the hoops, and she can save you time and frustration. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency in Callaway and Broken Bow. If you shouldn't judge people by the way they look, but if you kind of want to know what they look like, if you haven't met them before, you can see their beautiful faces on the billboard on West Highway 2, and they're pictured there and smiling, and they look like movie stars.
Yes, there you go. Let's see. Ansley Lumber and Supply wants you to know they're running a paint sale.
Fantastic.
While supplies last. They are your place for the quality Benjamin Moore paints, and they're taking 20% off select Benjamin Moore paints. Get 20% off flat, eggshell, semi-gloss, Regal Select Pearl, Ben Exterior Low Luster, and Ben Exterior Soft Gloss. Give them a call at 935-1815 or just stop by Ansley Lumber and Supply. They're locally owned and operated right there in downtown Ansley. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday from 8 until noon. Take advantage of their paint sale, 20% off select Benjamin Moore